Hey, Zane Griggs here. I wanted to ask you today, do you ever reward yourself with something you know you really shouldn't be eating after a workout? You know, kind of like a cheat meal, but after time you work out, to, say, hey, I had a good workout, I'm gonna go get a donut. Or there was actually a scene in Angry Birds. I was watching with my son, and there was these birds who just had finished their workout, and hey, come on, girls, let's go get some frozen yogurt. And it made me laugh because I've just seen it. I've seen it so many times. Um, and that is really, your workout is really not an excuse to go off your diet or to go cheat. You're really undermining your weight loss efforts. I mean, if your goal is to lose weight, you really should be limiting your carb intake after a workout to probably about 15, 16 grams, definitely less than 20, okay? Um, if you're trying to put on weight, put on a bunch of muscle, then you want to carb up along with a bunch of protein. That's one thing, but I'm guessing if you're listening to me, you're probably your goal is probably something more along the lines of leaning out or weight loss, and you want to keep that carb serving low, so half a serving, which is like a peach is about 16 grams of carbs, and so most bananas, if you break it in half, you're going to stay under 15. So half a banana, maybe a peach. Have it with some protein, like a protein shake. If you're using real milk or dairy, probably the carbs of the milk is enough with the protein powder by itself. If you're buying a protein shake, make sure your carb content, the carb amount is definitely under 15. Okay, that is ideal. Okay, 30 is a full serving. Again, that's more like you're trying to build muscle. You've had a big hour-long workout. But if your goal is to burn fat, then 15 is enough to help you recover so you get ready for a workout the next day, and still allow your body to maybe replace some of that missing glycogen that you burned off with fat over the course of the rest of the day. And certainly after, if your goal is, again, to lose weight, lose fat, once you have that recovery meal, shift back to a low-carb plan unless you have a meal at the end of the day that includes a little bit of carb, stay under your carb count. But you can shift back to low carb for your next meals depending on where you are in the day, and what that means. So you got to track your carbs, keep them. Ideally, if you're losing weight, definitely under 100 grams a day. If you want to get aggressive about it, keep it under 75 or even 60, and keep your fat up. Okay, fat content up, but never at the same time. So if you're having that carby meal, okay, post-workout, you can have it with some protein because you're going to be releasing insulin anyway, and you want to show that stuff in your muscles. Don't eat fat with it. So I've talked about a high-fat diet, but you don't want to have that high fat at the same time you're eating carbs, even recovery carbs after a workout. So if you're having 15, 20, 30 grams of carbs after a workout, don't throw the avocado in there. Don't throw the coconut oil and all the other stuff in with that. Keep it to protein, maybe some whey protein, eggs, something that is very much, just protein, primarily protein and carbs. There's a little fat, that's fine, that's normal, it's natural, but don't try to go high fat with your carbs. You're just going to end up shuttling all that fat back into your fat cells when your insulin goes up because you're eating the carbs. So you're either doing a carb recovery, okay, so 15, 20 grams with protein, or you're doing high fat, very, very low carb, okay, in a meal. And that is okay to do after a workout as well if you want to get aggressive about it. Now, if you're doing a lot of weight training day after day after day, I suggest a little bit of carb. But if you're doing 3 times a week with some weight training, a little cardio thrown in, you really don't need the 15 grams of carbs. You can let your body replenish that glycogen, okay, with fat. It just takes a little longer. You're going to feel it. It's going to take a little longer, but you're going to get a lot more benefit out of letting your body break down the fat and replenish the carbs throughout the rest of your day. And if you got 2 days between workouts, that's plenty of time to replenish that glycogen from your own fat stores. So don't feel like you've got to go carb up, and it's certainly not a license. A workout is not a license to go off the rails. If you need to plan a cheat meal once a week. That's plenty. And otherwise, stick to your plan. Weight loss is at least 80% diet, and your workout, again, is not a license to sin. Thanks, and if you have value from this, please give my page a like and feel free to share with a friend you think might benefit from this. Talk to you later.